Okay, here are the homework answers for 416. Usually you know about M and B to graph each rule. I'm going to actually do them in different colors to show the different graphs. So for A, first thing is it's y equals 2x minus 3. So I know that it's going to start at negative 3 and then grow as 2. So I go up 2 over 1. So then I draw my line. So this was part A. B, it's a negative 2x plus 5, so it's going to start at positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to go down 2 and over 1. That's where B is going to go. And then C is 3x, so it starts at 0. And then I'm going to go up 3 over 1. Let's graph C. And then D was a little different. It starts at positive 1, but it goes up a half and over 1. So it looks kind of like that. Problem number 60 says examines the graph at right, which displays 3 tile patterns. What do you know about figure 0? So it didn't ask you for the equation. It didn't ask you, just asked you what was figure 0. So in pattern A, if you look, figure 0, it's going up by whenever you go over 1. So this is like 5. It's figure 0 starts at 0. So A was 0. B, it's starting at positive 30. And C also started at 0. So which pattern changes the quickest? The answer is C. How quickly does it change? Show how you know. So C is the steepest of the lines. And changes at 10, has a growth of 10, because 2 was at 20, so 1 was B at 10. So which figured number has the same number of tiles in pattern B and C? So B and C, so here's B and C, they actually cross at 30. So the correct answer would be figure 2. Figure 2, it is where they cross. So that would be when they are the same. And then write a rule for B, y equals a negative 5x plus 30 would be the rule for B. Problem A, it says find the perimeter, show your work, and then also find the area. So when you do the perimeter, you have to go all the way around the outside. So I know that this is 12, 2, 3, and 5, but I don't know what this little piece here is. But I know the bottom is 9, and I know that 3 is right here. So these two have to equal each other. So that is 3 centimeters. This one right here has to equal 7, and 5 plus 2 would give me the 7 centimeters. And then this piece over here, it has to equal to 12. So this is 9, so it would have to be 3 centimeters to get me to that 12. So when I add all the way around, I do 12 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 9 plus 7 plus 3 plus 2. If I put that in my calculator, I get 48 centimeters. So for the area, I have to separate it. So I chose to separate it going horizontally, but that was up to you. So I know 9 times 2 is going to be 18, which is this rectangle right here. I have a 5, and this middle piece has to be, this is 9, 3 has to be 6. So 5 times 6 is going to give me 30. So this part right here is 30. And then 12 times 2 is going to give me 24. So to find the total area, I add them all together, and I get 72 centimeters squared. Okay. The next one has to do with finding the perimeter, the circumference of this figure, which is like a circle with a corner cut out, and then also finding the area. So in order to do that, I found the circumference of the circle, and then I subtracted away this part of the circle. And then I added back on this part of the circle, the 4 and the 4. So in order to find circumference, I do diameter times pi. So I'm going to do 8 times 3.14, but I'm going to subtract a quarter of that. So a quarter of 8 would be 2 times 3.14. And then I'm going to add 8 because 4 plus 4. So when I did that, I ended up getting 26.84 inches. So then the area is a little bit different. I want to do kind of the same thing. I find the area of the whole entire circle and subtract away a quarter because I'm subtracting away that one part there. So I did 4 squared So I did 4 squared times 3.14 because that would be the whole circle minus 1/4 of that would give me what I was missing. So I ended up with 37.68 inches squared. Problem 63, Mrs. B is making snickerdoodles. Her recipe uses 1½ teaspoon of cinnamon to make 2 dozen cookies. If she needs to make 13 dozen cookies to give 1 cookie to each of her students, how much cinnamon will she need? There are 3 teaspoons and 1 tablespoon. How many tablespoons and teaspoons will Miss B need? So first I wrote a proportion. I did 1.5 over 2 dozen equals X over 13 dozen to figure out how much total cinnamon I needed. So I got 2x equals 19.5. So I need 9.75 teaspoons, but it told me that I want my answer in tablespoons and teaspoons. So there are 3 teaspoons. So I figured I could need 3 tablespoons. And 3/4, 0.75 of a teaspoon. So that was my final answer.